Running your own business is a challenge in itself. Whether you're just starting out or you have a more established business with a large team, it is stressful. It is physically challenging. It is mentally challenging. And that is if you're not talking about adding on all of the other outside factors like mental illness or childhood trauma or I don't know, a global pandemic or poverty or anything, any other experience or circumstance that adds on more stress. So I am wholly and fully unqualified to talk about this. I am not a licensed professional. I am not a mental health professional, and this is something I get asked about a lot. So I thought I would take some time today and share with you how I have been able to stay reasonably mentally healthy while running a multi-six-figure business, because it has not been easy. I'm Brittany McBean. I'm a launch strategist and copywriter, but today we're not talking about marketing or copy. We are talking about staying mentally healthy while running a business full-time. I have diagnosed ADHD, depression, anxiety. I'm on medication for each of those things, and they're things that I bring to work with me all day, every day. Yes, they are treated. Yes, I work with professionals, and that doesn't mean that they are eliminated. So for me, staying mentally healthy is effort. It is work, and I thought that I could just share with you some of the things that I have found helpful in my business, knowing everybody is different. Everybody's challenges and struggles and experience and circumstance is very different. And so if any of this is helpful to you, then take it. And if it is not, then ignore it. This is not a guidebook on how to be successful and how to grow a business without getting overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed daily. I am anxious daily. These are some of the things that I have learned how to do to manage my anxiety and my stress and my overwhelm so that I can show up for my business, for my team, and most importantly, for my family and myself. The first one, you guessed it, it's therapy. I used to do therapy every single week. Now, apparently, I'm doing better because I go once a month, but that doesn't mean that anything has changed. I have shown up for therapy week in and week out for the last couple of years. Katie knows everything about my life because I tell her. My husband is my husband, my therapist is my therapist, my friends are my friends, and I try not to make my friends or my husband my therapist. I show up for therapy, I process the things that I need to process, whether it is understanding what might be a trigger, what might be related to my mental illness, what might be related to medication, what might be bleeding over into work when it really needs to stay out of work, what I might be bringing into my team, how I'm processing things, how I'm dealing with stress, all of those things, they get talked out in therapy, and that gives me a time and a place to deal with my stress, to deal with my anxiety, to deal with my depression. I put it in that time and that space, and then when that's done, I get to walk away and I get to be the boss that I need to be, the wife that I need to be, the mother that I need to be. So I think that one of the most important things I've done for myself and for my family, and one of the most important things you can do for yourself, no matter who you are or what your challenges are, is therapy. The other thing that I've really learned to do is to pay attention to when I am feeling stressed and fried. My brain would start to shut down. I would get really frustrated with myself. I would start to tell myself that I was a failure and I was bad at working, and I would try to push through it. My brain is shutting down, my focus is going, but I'm pushing through it. And I've learned to check in, know when I am done. My brain just has nothing left to give. My body is fried, and to check out, because if I kept working, I would not be doing any sort of quality work, and I would still be working instead of having time off. So I'm working, but getting nothing done. So I've learned to just close my computer, which is very hard for me to tell myself enough is enough, to close my computer, walk away and say, I'm now off for the rest of the day. If my team needs me, I'm here for me. If an email comes in, I can answer it, but I'm not doing anything good. So I'm walking away and I'm going to go spend time with my daughter, or I'm going to go play outside, or I'm going to go do something that actually gives me life. And instead of just sitting here staring at a computer, trying to do work that's not coming. I also take a considerable amount of time off. Not that hashtag 4-hour work week, right? And I'm not taking 5-day weekends, but I do not work nights. I do not work weekends. Maybe sometimes I'll have some creative ideas that I jot down on nights and weekends, but I'm not doing work. I'm not doing the work that my clients need or that my team needs. I am shut down from work on weekends and at night, and I take vacations. We take federal holidays. My team gets time off. My team does not work a 40-hour work week. We don't really track our time. We're in our inbox for a set amount of time each week so that our clients can know when to expect us to communicate with them and to respond to them, but we don't have set work hours. My team knows, get done what you need to get done and then take it off, and that is what we do. And in many ways, I think that my team is a huge part of keeping me mentally healthy. I'm not someone who has traditionally been very good at saying no. That's That's not a word that I've been comfortable saying to other people. And as a business owner, it's a word that I've gotten very good at using. No is a complete sentence. It is a complete sentence in your business. It is a complete sentence as a woman. You can just say, no. No, I'm not doing that. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't have time for that. You don't have to offer explanations. Of course, being kind, but saying no is not an unkind word. I encourage you to get clear on your priorities and your goals, not like over the next decade, because who the hell knows what they want to do in 10 years, but like, what are we working towards this quarter? What am I running towards in the next 6 months? What's my big goal for the year? And using that to filter all of your yeses and nos through. Does this thing that I'm doing actively further my priorities, my values, and my goals? That doesn't mean that every decision that you make has to be profit driven or has to be ROI based. It means that you get to be the one that says, these are my values, these are my priorities, these are my goals. And if something doesn't line up with one of those, the answer is no. For me, priorities are spending time with my family. My priority is also providing for my team. So there are decisions that I say yes to because they help me provide for my team. And there are decisions I say no to because they would take me away from my family. Being inclusive and helping further the society that I want to see in the world is a value of my business. So I am going to say no to opportunities to people who do not share those values. I'm going to say no to speaking on all white panels or all white summits. I'm going to say no to working with clients who may be causing harm in the world, intentionally or unintentionally. I'm going to say no because those don't align with my values. I have a goal, whether it's an income goal or a product goal or something that I'm wanting to do in my business. And if something is coming in that might take me away from that like might cause me to veer off the path, the answer is no. It's just no. Maybe it's no for now, but it's just no. I've gotten really comfortable with saying no. And when I say no, I'm able to maintain a business that respects my boundaries, my health, my family, the values that I have, the priorities that I have in my business, the team that I want to create, and the culture that I want to create. Saying no is a complete sentence, and it's one that you should use often in your business. I also think a big part of saying no, and actually for me this makes saying no easier, is having clear boundaries. Stating ahead of time, proactively, what you will and will not do, whether that comes down to actions that you will take in your business, whether it comes down to how you will work with a client, how you will work with students, how people get in touch with you, how they do not get in touch with you, when you're available, all of these things. When you can set those clear boundaries from day one and start out with those proactively, then the no becomes easier because it's no because I don't do that. I already communicated that to you. No because of this boundary I've set up for self. No because of this thing I've decided for myself. I have a boundary in every nook and cranny of my business. We have set up clear expectations about what we won't do, what we will do, when we will do them, when we won't do them. And that has helped me say no. It's also helped me alleviate all of the weird emotional codependent things that come up when I'm saying no to someone or I feel like I should do something. I just get to say, nope, I set that boundary for a reason. I'm going back to my previous self who set that boundary. I'm honoring that, and that's the boundary, that's the line. I'm sticking to it. And the last thing that I think has really, really, really helped me release some of my anxiety is kind of ignoring the should, the obligations. I, at least 7 times a day, tell myself I should do this. I should send that person a thank you card. I should reach out to this person. I should go this extra mile. There's so many shoulds that I have. And when I get down to it, if I am asking myself, is this a should because it aligns with a value or priority, or a should because of a social obligation or a professional obligation or a cultural norm? When it is something related to an obligation with no rhyme or reason behind it, I don't do it. I didn't send thank you cards for my wedding. I'm sure all of you just gasped. My mother still is ashamed of me because of that. I didn't send thank you cards for my wedding because it felt like obligation. I thanked all of those people individually. I was incredibly grateful, but that felt like a burden. It was a social obligation that I just ignored. And so that's easy for me to do in my business. Rather than telling myself should all day and every day, I get super clear on what aligns with the values and the priorities and the goals that I have set up for my business, for my team, for me as a person in the world, and what is just an obligation that somebody else told me I should do. If it's an obligation, I completely ignore it. If it aligns with what I want to do in the world, then I figure out a way to do that within the clear confines of my business. Of course, there are a lot of outside factors in my life that I take into account. Yes, I take my medication every day. I try to eat healthy and work out when I can. I'm terrible at it. Don't get jealous. I drink water, all of those things. But as far as my business, those are the things that I've really established as patterns and habits in my business to help me stay mentally healthy and present for myself, for my clients, for my business, and for my team. If you are struggling in any way, whether it is struggling with focus, struggling with stress, struggling with overwhelm, struggling with exhaustion, these were all the things that I was experiencing before I got diagnosed. I do not know what's best for you. Only you do. I recommend a mental health professional for everyone because I think we all need it, but only you know what's right for you. It doesn't mean that it's medication. It doesn't mean that it's a mental health professional. It doesn't mean it's any of the things that I just listed. There are so many incredible resources that are easily accessible and available right now, whether they are free or paid, and I just encourage you to do what you need to do to take care of yourself in your business and in your life. Only you know what that is. If you ever need to talk, reach out. I'm here. Hit me up in the DMs, slide into my DM, and we can talk mental health all day long. But I am here for you. Take care of yourself, take care of your business, because we're in this for the long haul. We're doing good work in the world and we need to be in it. All right. We'll see you in the next video. Let me know if you need to talk. I'm here for you.